Alrighty, so what's up boys, welcome back to another video. So in yesterday's video we actually did a reaction to Asmongold and the whole situation going on there, and now there's a follow-up, so of course your boy's going to follow the story now that I've covered it. And just to give you guys a mini update, there is going to be a more official channel update coming in like a week or so from now. But I think we're going to be getting more into reaction type content. Now the type of content I want to get into for reacting, obviously I've already been doing some reactions for like shows and stuff like that and anime. I think we might actually get more into actual shows, like not just anime and stuff like that, maybe even cartoons, maybe even react to some nostalgia cartoons. I don't know, something like that. That's just something that I think that would do really well for the channel. And gaming wise, of course we'll still do some gaming videos, but you'll just see them less and less, as react videos are very easy to put up with my busy schedule. It's actually very easy to put up compared to editing or gaming for an hour and a half and then editing. I can just sit there and react for like an hour or two and then do like an hour of editing and have all those videos all edited and done and ready out for you guys to go. So without further ado boys, let's go to get into the video. If you guys enjoyed today's video, don't forget to drop a like and sub. Here's our YouTube comment shout out. Let's go to get into it, guys. Alright boys, into the reaction here.
Hey guys, I wanted to talk to you all about what my reason was for getting suspended on Twitch, and also what my plans are going forward. I'm going to try and structure this video into two parts, where the first part is going to be me talking about the Twitch suspension, the second part is going to be talking about myself. And the first thing I want to start off with is something that I know it might sound a little bit insincere because of how ridiculous this is, but I really mean it, and if you listen to the whole video, I hope you can see why. Everybody who's come and spoken out and talked to me and said stuff about me, aside from the, oh, you should kill yourself or something like that, I want to say that I really appreciate you. And I think this has been something that's a long time coming. And I actually think that this is something that not only I deserved, but it's also something that I needed. And I want to talk about what the reason for that is, but I want to start off and just make sure that that's actually very clear.
Okay, so he's kind of starting off with like a little.
Ago, I made some comments
I don't
about
know.
Palestine and
I know,
also
explain it.
about Hamas and some just general.
He's apologizing a little bit, but he's not officially apologizing. He hasn't said sorry yet, so
the genocide that's happening there. And I don't really want to like mince words or like try to like, oh, I wasn't justifying or promoting it. I said something about it that was disgusting. I said that I didn't care about innocent people getting killed by another force, by anything. And I think that that's a horrible, disgusting, mean-spirited thing to say. And I don't necessarily think that it was...
I think this kind of leads back to what I was saying in the past video.
I'm using language like Palestinians,
he
or like
didn't word it correctly, and he didn't explain it correctly, so...
I've always been very outspoken.
Seems like 20 minutes, boys. We'll cut the reaction down a little bit.
And I still am. I think that any religion and any way of thinking that's going to cause you to put other people in like kind of positions below you as like, gay people, women, people with disabilities, anything like that, I think that that's a really bad position to have, and I really don't like that. And I think that my problem and my fault here was that I was making a criticism of religious extremism, and I made no effort. And I feel like almost, I've rewatched the clip, right, or a number of the clips, and it's like I've almost made an effort not to draw a distinction between the two things. I think that a lot of us
to work on his lighting a little bit.
That we're against religious extremism.
I know I'm kind of a hypocrite in that,
and
right? But
I am. But whenever I categorize everybody
just the camera's
in the area as this like group,
quality's up, right? Yeah.
Then I'm the asshole, and I was the asshole. I had a lot of you guys tell me that. And it's taken me, this is what's so crazy about it, is that I think this has been going on now for like 2 years. I think that I've been slowly devolving into the most mean-spirited, I don't really even know what the word is for it. Just like the most mean-spirited,
doesn't have that much sympathy,
like
basically.
Nasty,
yeah, just not a lot of sympathy, basically.
Psychopathic version of myself. I think that I've been devolving.
I think he just cares less about
people
in a certain way. Like he doesn't care as much for people he doesn't know. Maybe, I don't know.
You gotta calm down. I've been like, oh, that old man doesn't know what he's talking about, and I've finally had some level of accountability for that. And thank God. I look back at some of the things that I've said and done over the past 2 years, and I don't think that I've been wrong about everything, obviously, right? But there have been ways that I've communicated and ways that I've acted that are indefensible, and I think it's, looking back on it, it's just disgusting.
I just hope he kind of points out what he's talking about
And
specifically,
you
because then
fixated
people are just
around
going to
like
pick apart
listening and
everything that
reading
he
feedback
says
and
then be
you know
like,
just
well, was
getting
it this
hyper
one or was
fixated
it
to your
this?
entire
Because
life,
everybody has different
you
opinions and
lose
stuff. I don't know.
a perspective on reality and you lose a perspective on the world. And I think that that perspective was brought into perspective yesterday and the day before, when I was making comments like this, and I feel so stupid. It's crazy. So I'm getting all these people making negative comments for me. Everybody is telling me like, oh, go kill yourself. I hate you. Everything like this.
And you should never condone that, boys. That's not a way of.
Do you know who
that's not criticism. That's hate.
And they wanted to talk and have a conversation and see if I was okay. It's people that were Islamic and people that were had fucking family in Palestine, and how humiliating is that? How absolutely humiliating is that? And these were the people I was trying to say were bad. And I just...
It's like Nick Merck said in our reaction.
Such a fucking stupid...
It's not all of them. It's like a certain demographic.
I've always been a, you know, I guess like I've always been kind of like an atheist. And even as a young kid, I was raised Roman Catholic, and I was always very defiant towards it. And I've always
some people are kind of forced into it and they don't like that, so I mean, I don't blame them.
Opinion of religious cultures.
I'm Christian myself, but
and I think that really, I think that opinion is definitely shaped by the media that I've created, and the media I've created for myself, and then also just the media that exists, the media that I've chose to seek out as well. And I think that media has
he seeks out a lot of crazy
certain,
media.
Predispositions and certain.
I mean, he's a Twitter guru. So.
The truth is that don't have any sort of relation to what my own real life has been experienced, or what my own real life experience has been, excuse me. And so I've been spending a lot of time talking to those people, and I've seen people like fans of mine, like I had viewers messaging me on Discord, like, you know, why are you saying this? Like, do you want to talk? Do you want to, like, you know, I'm willing to talk to you, and like, you know, like let's try to work this out, right? We love you. And I scrolled up on their messages. And these are people that messaged me in like 2016, 2017, 2018. Like, I love your content. I love your stream. I love you. Right. And now they get to hear this from me. And I just feel like such a stupid, belligerent fucking asshole. I really do. And I'm sorry. I really
and you know what? It takes a lot to say that. Not really. Okay, it doesn't take a lot, but like it's pride-wise, I could say it could take a lot. For someone who's very hard-headed like Asmon, who doesn't really turn back on what he says,
I'm really sorry for
this is pretty like wild coming out from him. So I don't know.
It's weird because yesterday I woke up and I didn't know if I was going to get suspended or not, and I planned on streaming and everything, and I actually got a text message from one of my mods. They said, "Oh, I heard about the suspension. I'm sorry." And I was like, I remember I was like driving, and like, you know, you'd think that like your heart rate would go up, but if anything, I felt more relaxed. I felt like finally I had a moment to just take a step back and breathe and think for myself and just stop, just like get out of my own head. And I spent a long time like just writing basically a list of all of these things that like I think that I should be doing with my life. And this is going to be kind of the second part, by the way, of the video. Comments that I made were pretty much about religious extremism. I think it's bad, but I've categorized a lot of people in that way. That was unfair. It's wrong for me to have done that. I said something that was bad.
So what kind of list is this? So like,
I should have chosen my words more carefully. I didn't do that. I doubled down on it. I shouldn't have.
Exactly what I said. He didn't say it correctly,
or
the way he said it didn't come across the way he exactly wanted it to come across.
Actually, I do know what else to say.
Still not correct to say that.
I don't like making apologies because I think words don't matter. But I do think changed actions and changed behaviors do. And so you can take my apology as
actions speak louder than words. And
if you're not, that's just common sense. I want you to hold me accountable. Hopefully this time I won't be stupid enough to ignore it.
Has been drinking water?
Mouth is pretty dry. Anyway, so the second part about this is that
Hasn't never drinks water.
I want to talk a little bit about like my life, my personal life, etc. and kind of some of the points that I think that I've kind of gone through to get here. So the main thing is that for the past, like, I would say like 10 years or so, if you look at my life like this, I would have said 10 years ago or maybe 8 years ago, streaming was like this, right? YouTube was like this. And now I would say that my life and streaming are basically the exact same size. And what I mean by that is that streaming is my entire life. Doing this is my entire existence. And I think that the process
usually streams and records all day and uploads all day
for me. And I think that what it's done is that it's allowed me to become such a one-dimensional person that I'm not even a person anymore. It's like I'm in Dark Souls, I'm going hollow or something. And I think about like all of the, you know, like I made a list of all of the things that I'm not doing in my life that I should be doing, and I was writing it down, and I'm like, you know, fucking like, I'm just going and going and going. I'm like, oh my god, I think it'd be shorter if I transcribed the Bible. Like, this is insane. Like, whenever
he wants to turn his life around. I think he's having an epiphany, or he's having a midlife crisis.
I'm ruining my life.
I know he's in his 30s, but I mean, it is possible, you know what I mean? It's not a bad thing either. He just wants to better himself, and I think this is a positive way of thinking here.
What am I going to do? How am I going to do that differently?
Some people get it sooner, some people get it later, some people never get it.
I think that I'm going to cut down a little bit on streaming quite as much, and I think I'm also going to cut down. This is going to sound like, I hope I can say this in the right way. I feel like the main times that I laugh on my stream nowadays are when I'm laughing at other people. And I look back on videos that I did from 2020, 2016, and 17, and yeah, I've always been an asshole, but holy shit, I've been way more of an asshole. It's insane. And it's a night and day difference.
I think he needs to go back into his roots of more gaming content. You know what I mean? Instead of, I mean, he can do drum reactions and stuff, but I can definitely see what he's. I mean, I can definitely see why it's getting to his head a little bit, because I mean, he has a big channel and maybe a little bit of ego, maybe a little bit of pride. I don't know.
Which is why I think that like getting suspended in this.
I've never been that big before, so I have no clue. I mean, I hope I get that big, and I hope I don't mess up like he does. But just the best you can do is accept it and move on.
Make sure to live up to that reality. And so, what are those things that I'm going to be doing differently? The first thing is that I think I'm going to try. I've been very much trying to like maintain a consistent schedule with my stream, and I will continue to do that. I want to get up and go to bed at relatively the same time. I want to live a normal life, and also I want to spend maybe a little bit less time streaming, and I want to spend more time creating my own videos and doing my own things, and spending time on things that I really enjoy, and basically just like
uploading a lot more instead of streaming a lot more.
I think that ever since I started like OTK and I got involved with that, and then we had like other.
You can also control what he puts up too, so he doesn't have to say anything harmful or anything like that. Or if he does say something harmful, he could be like, "Okay, that's messed up. I shouldn't be saying stuff like that," and kind of correct himself a little bit. So I don't know.
I've been losing my mind dealing with it, and I try to hide it the best I can, because, you know, I try to do the best, right? I try to do my best. You know, it doesn't matter how hard it gets, you just keep going, it doesn't matter. And eventually it does matter. And I think that I've negatively affected a lot of them. And I also don't want to talk about that just in the context of just like this recent controversy. I want to talk about this in the context of the last 2 years. I think that I haven't really been able to fulfill my responsibilities as a leader in a lot of cases to them. And I think that I've let a lot of people down. And there have been things that I've done that are positive as well.
Yeah, I'd say this was definitely something really out of pocket. So I wouldn't say he let me down. I just don't agree with what he said. It's as simple as that.
I need to get myself in check. I need to get my mind under control. I need to, like, just get my life. I need to fix my fucking life. Like, it's insane. Like, I think about it, and it's just,
are we gonna get a room cleaning stream or a room cleaning video?
And I'm gonna take
I'm there for it.
From all of that. I'm gonna step away from my leadership position in OTK.
As long as he keeps up with all of this, it doesn't matter. If he goes back on it, then yeah, maybe it might be something like, okay, maybe you should have watched him, because like you can't trust him. But I don't know.
Not only for
that's just me,
but mainly for myself, so I can be a better version of myself for everybody. And I want to apologize to all you guys, my viewers.
There we go. Here's the apology.
I don't think I've lived up to that. I think that I can be a lot better than what I am right now. And I don't even think that I've been putting in half the effort that I should be in the way that I should be.
Right.
And I'm sorry. And so my plan is to, when I get unbanned, I'll keep streaming regularly, right? And
Just
I
a lot
want to
less,
focus
obviously,
more on
like you just
trying
said.
to do things that are fun, trying to laugh more with people rather than at people. I'll still laugh at people every once in a while, okay? Like, let's not get ahead of ourselves here. But
Right.
it's about a focus, and it's about a tone. I listened to my tone in the clip, and I just
So is
sound
he
like
taking a
such
break
piece
until
of
then?
shit. Really, at the end of the day, I sound like a piece of shit. I sound like a terrible person, and it's just so mean-spirited and callous and just mean. And I don't want to be that person anymore.
I wonder if his dad kind of
And
like sat him aside too,
I've
not even just the people that reached out to him.
I've spent a long time growing up. The time I did, I was an r/atheism enjoyer. I have a very negative opinion of a lot of religions. I've
Right.
had the experience firsthand of the negative effects of Christianity and the way that I view that. And I've always read a lot of very bad things about Islam.
And that's
I've made
fine.
a lot of
He's
criticisms
entitled to
of
his
it.
own opinion.
I
You know, as
talked to
someone
a
who's
lot
a
of
Christian,
people
I don't,
about it. I've
follow
heard
his
a lot
beliefs,
about it,
obviously. And we
and
might see things differently, but
I've been like watching things about
yeah.
it.
I mean, there's
I've
some
been like
things we can agree
hearing
on, some
people
things we
telling
can't, man.
me this is
Simple
the
as
way
that.
it is, but I've never seen it. And I actually think that after all this, I think
Okay.
towards the end of next year, I think I'd like to visit the Middle East and see it for myself. I want to see it
Okay.
for a
Once again,
historical
a
perspective.
first
I
person
would love to go to Istanbul and Turkey.
perspective. There we go.
There's no ulterior motive there at all.
That way he can
But
actually
it's not just
see
that.
for
I'd
himself.
love to visit places like Saudi Arabia, Dubai, any of the other places. I mean, the truth is that, and this is the worst thing about what I said,
Okay.
some of the places that I would want to visit, I might not be able to because of the way that they're like just the internal strife, the actual literal wars that are going on, people being literally killed there, and I might not be able to do that. But I want to do it.
Especially
now
after
to see
speaking
it
about
for
them like
myself.
that. I mean, come on now.
Because I don't like believing
I don't
what
think they
people
would want
tell
him
me.
there either if they
And
went
I
to
think that when
Palestine,
I
bro.
do, I end up being a fool. And I want to see it. I want to see it for myself, and I want to experience it, and I want to live my
And that's
life.
fair. He can gain a whole new
And
perspective, and he can, or
I'm
maybe he
going to
might say
try
the
to,
same.
like,
I don't know.
I don't know, like clean up part of my house. I'm going to try to do this, and I'm not going to hire a cleaner. As I said, I was raised Roman Catholic. I view this as a
Right.
penance, and I think I need to do this for myself. I need to take accountability for bad things that I've done, and for letting my
Right.
life get this out of control. And I don't need a get out of jail free card. So I need to do that for myself and for my own closure as well.
And that's
And
right.
I think also
Nobody gets a get out of jail
wanna
free
live
card for
for
anything unless like they're a victim of something,
the
which in this
idiots
case
out
he
there that,
victimized people.
they're like looking to me to be a role model, right? Oh, not a good idea. But there are people that will see that, and they'll think maybe to themselves, maybe I should do the same thing. And if I can do that for
Maybe.
one person, well, I've already done it for myself. I've already done a good thing, and so it could only get better. And so that's what my plan is. I'm going to try to like rethink my life. I have had a lot of people reach out to me, people I would have never expected to reach out to me.
Him cleaning his room would
in
be a
ways that
big
I never
step because he could
expected.
probably end up being a
And
lot healthier from
I
a clean room.
understand that, like I'm.
He already
I'm
talked
still
about how
very
his health is
critical
kind of
about,
declining a bit.
religious fundamentalism, right? But when you paint with such a broad brush that you just include an entire group of people, you're just being a fucking you're being a piece of shit. It's like people said it was racist. I didn't mean it as racist, but if you listen to what I said, it's easy that you could assume that. So easy. And so
Racist,
I'm just
like
a fucking idiot.
there's just a
I'm
lot
fucking
of things
moron.
implied there,
I've been an
man. You
asshole
can't
to
include
people
everybody.
involved for the last 2 years.
It's like
I
saying
think
all
that
Christians are
negatively
bad or something like
affected other
that.
people
I don't
too,
think I'm a bad
in
person.
ways that
Me personally, I don't know. Some people might think
I
so,
don't even
but
hate to say this. Like
I don't think so.
I need to say this. I need to say it more. I've negatively affected people in ways that I regret. I think whenever I go back live again, I'll probably talk about that more. And like there's some just different people I kind of want to apologize to, and take accountability for things that I've said and done that have negatively affected other people in ways that were unfair and wrong. And that's what my plan is. That's about it. I want to say that I hope that now, after you've heard what I have to say,
Yeah, we'll definitely
that
upload the full
a lot of you
reaction
all can
voice,
see kind
the
of
full
why
video
I'm
that we
saying
can have the full
that I
context
appreciate
and everything
this.
like that. I wanted to
I
chop this
really
up
think that
to
this
make it
is
shorter,
something I
but
needed,
I think just making
and
this
I
to
hope
20
that this
minutes that
is
it is,
the
22 minutes, I think,
next part of the rest
is
of my
good
life.
enough.
And I want you guys to hold me accountable to that. So if I'm being a fucking asshole again,
We'll give our
if
some
I'm
of our
being
post thoughts as
mean,
well.
if I'm just being callous, acting like a psychopath, just treating people awfully.
He just wants to be held
outside of
accountable for what
reality
he
when you
did
get killed
because
on
he
fire,
realized how much he messed up
but
pretty much,
really,
and I think that's fair.
laughing at people's misfortune. Try to say
And I
no
really
and
hope that
just
he
chill
does do the
fuck
things
out.
that he says
Stop
he's
it.
gonna do, because
Would
that'll
you
really
just
better
stop?
his life, not even just for the
And
people, but for
I'm gonna
himself.
do my best to listen. I spent 2 years ignoring it, and look where it got me. This is not even the tip of the iceberg of the problems in my life. And I want to thank everybody for making me aware that that's the case. And hopefully I can avoid the iceberg, right? And so I want to say that's pretty much about all I've got. I'm sorry for a lot of people I let down, not just with comments like this, but also just with the way I've been doing things in general. I think that you guys deserve a much better version of me than what you've been getting, and I hope that I can live up to that in the future. And
Okay.
I don't even want to think about it in the future, right? As soon as I get unbanned, the best apology is better content, change behavior, and that's what I hope to do.
All right.
So yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm just gonna focus on myself for a while, try to improve my own life, and
Okay.
there's a lot of things I think.
And that's
again,
okay
I'll
to
probably
do.
talk about more whenever I go
Bro
live again.
uploads and
They're
streams
like
every single
more
day.
kind of, just like
Definitely
in the
something he
weeds,
can do
like
that.
personal stuff.
Take a mini break. Focus.
Overall, that's the
Come
big
back.
picture. That's where I'm at.
Make better content.
And so, anyway, that's about all I've got. And I'll see you guys soon. I'm gonna try to just take this time off to, really kind of fix my shit. So yeah. Anyway, guys.
Okay, so he's taking a break.
I'll
Okay.
see you later. Bye.
Okay. Alrighty, boys. So welcome to the post thoughts. So I honestly think that Asmongold does seem pretty remorseful for what he said, just based off of what he was saying and stuff like that. He's kind of talking about his personal life, opening up a little bit, kind of talking a little bit. I don't think he was trying to gain sympathy off of that. I think what he was trying to say was, these are things that are kind of contributing to what the shitty things that he's been saying, and some of the the rudeness and like the callousness that he was talking about in the video, that has been coming from his past 2 years. He just kind of feels like he's fallen from the grace of, just regular YouTube fun content, and just kind of making fun of other people and kind of talking shit about other people and talking down on other people, just like with the situation here, and talking down on an entire culture, which grouping everybody together in one little group is just not really correct, honestly, in my own opinion. So he did acknowledge that. He did say he's gonna he's gonna change. So I think only time will really tell on whether this apology was good enough or not. Because obviously, if he just goes back to doing what he did before, then obviously he didn't mean a damn thing of what he said, and that's kind of not respectable. And I personally don't watch people like that. So I really hope, for his sake, for my own sakes, I can continue to enjoy his content. That he does turn it around and stuff like that, boys. But anyways, boys, this was quite a bit of a long reaction, just like the last one. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it off here. If you guys enjoyed today's video, don't forget to drop a like and sub. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Later, boys.